Throughout this grading period, our core, New School, has been studying education and how it affects different geographic areas globally. Each group has been given guiding questions that they must answer using the resources that we have touched on throughout the grading period. These questions are: how do people learn effectively? What is the value of being educated? And what sacrifices are made to be educated?
Our group decided that in order for a student to learn the best way possible, they would have to be placed in an environment that suits their learning modality perfectly. Through questions, we created a fitting hypothesis that outlines the lab. If a group of 6 students are placed in a noisy environment, a quiet environment, and outside with a vocabulary assignment, which they will work on for 10 minutes in each environment, ending with a completion in a Kahoot to test the studying that occurred, then the visual students in any environment will excel in their studies because they are able to focus on their work visually and work around the noises happening near them.
One of the sources that was given to each student in our empathy scavenger hunts was a learning modality survey in which we analyzed to gain a deeper understanding of how people learn effectively. The survey consisted of 20 questions that gave you an end result of which modality you learn best with. Through the analyzation that our group did on this survey, we decided to create our lab based off the source that will immediately answer the guiding questions given. My group questioned if the learning environments that we are placed in daily affect students with different modalities positively or negatively.
The results of our lab came out with the visual learners on top. Both visual learners finished the Kahoot in first and second place, as well as 100% accuracy. These results show that visual learners are not easily distracted by the noise around them because they learn through reading or pictures rather than reading silent to learn auditory.
During the process of performing the lab created, our group experienced limitations throughout due to the environment and tools being provided. One of the limitations would be the fact that we were only able to use 6 test subjects without a controlled group, causing there to be less accurate results. If we were to perform this lab again, we would have a controlled group of students with the same age and gender, as well as more of them. Overall, for the environments that we were given to work with, the lab went extremely well with the most accurate results possible. According to our results from the lab, the visual learners studied most effectively, while auditory and tactile fell behind. This is due to the fact that auditory learners have a tougher time studying in loud areas, and tactile students do not usually have a chance to do their work physically. In an article titled "Noise Distraction: Does It Affect Your Grades?" it was stated by the author that studies have shown that auditory learners are most distracted by background noise. Along with this statement, it is proven in an article titled "Study Advice for Visual Learners" that teaching at school is predominantly based in visual learning, a great advantage for a visual learner. This may be because visual learning is one of the most common learning styles. The auditory learners were not able to perform well because only 1 out of the 3 provided environments were quiet enough for them. Along with this, the tactile learners did not get to actively participate in something similar to many classrooms. These 2 pieces of evidence prove that visual learners have quite an advantage over other learners because of the needs that are easily catered to.
The findings came to an end result of visual learners having the best scores on the Kahoot. This applies globally because not all students are visual learners, and they could possibly not be receiving the best education for their modalities. If the visual students are being able to outperform the other modalities, then education systems globally are not providing what they need to help the students do well educationally.